Happy Friday and welcome to this brand new episode of Virgin Galactic Fridays. And I'm sure that you don't know that mining an asteroid in space can bring between $300 billion and $5 trillion in revenue. Welcome to Virgin Galactic Fridays. Every Friday, here is the whole blueprint of this episode. We will talk about the space stock performance. Obviously, we will go through all the days of the week and see what the stock did. And then I want to go with you, as usual, into a short analysis of the chart to see if we see any patterns and channels the stock is trading in. Then, obviously, we want to talk about the recent interview of Shamas, the chairman of the board of Virgin Galactic, one of the smartest men on Wall Street, in my personal opinion. And then we will talk, obviously, also about one very speculative topic, which I wanted to give you just a taste what space industry can really bring and how profitable it can actually be. So that's why we are talking about asteroids mining in space, where Virgin Galactic would have a great correlation in resources to offer to other companies. And then we will talk about the ETF and fund monopoly that SpaceX currently have, and then we will talk about some test flights as well. All of this now in this episode. But before we diving in, I would like to ask you to smash the like button, to absolutely crash it, to hug it, to absolutely break it in 1,000 pieces of internet dust, because I want you to know that these episodes are really a lot of work for research, and I'm love to make those, and there's nothing else to say, and that's why we start directly now. While the week was quite unspectacular, as you can see in the stock right now, we started the week about $17 per share, okay? And we went a little bit down to up to $16.29. Then we went up a little bit to 17 again, back to 60.28, and so on until yesterday. Yesterday was a very special day, directly beginning about 10% plus for the stock. I scanned the news, but I couldn't find anything specific to have brought the stock up 10%. But you know, this is what I want to show you guys. It's impossible to predict when the stock can go up, go down, go sideways. You have to be invested prior to that. You need to be invested before big news are coming. And that's why I'm telling you since weeks now to load up to those prices, because I personally believe once we have really core business news that we discussed in the other vlog of this week, then it's already too late, okay? You need to be just a second, which is in Wall Street terms a couple of weeks before the breakout already inside the stock. And other than that, you know, we didn't had much of a stock volatility except, you know, the normal 5% that we went down and up again. So a totally normal week for space and Virgin Galactic stock on the stock market. And I will dive now with you into a more of a stock chart analysis, which I love to do because this can show us a little bit of trends. And if you really follow trends on Wall Street, then this can be a slice of successfulness for you as a better investor. Okay guys, here is the chart of Virgin Galactic today. As you see, 15.9% yesterday, a total outbreak, and today before pre-market before the market opens,
we are already seeing a 2.2% gain again. So a kind of momentum here, but the stock traded for a long time in this kind of channel right here. So what is important to do for the stock next is definitely break out 20. Okay, 20 seems to be a kind of resistant line here. Back in January, 2 times an attempt to break out these levels, then back on the 4th of February. But as soon as this breaks out, we can run, guys. We can really run with this stock, guys. And on the lower level, we see the lowest here somewhere. Let me zoom out here a little bit. Somewhere around here, 1085. This is where another resistance line is. So this channel is very important. For this channel, we traded for a long time, and you know, even when we go even more narrow, we traded more or less in this channel, right? So between 14, 15 and 20 here, 2 times we unfortunately couldn't break out through the 20s levels. Let's see if we can do it now in the next couple of weeks. This highly will depend also on the market momentum. A good market momentum and the stock can run. Not so good market momentum and we maybe bounce back to this overall channel of this 15 to 20 levels. But as soon as we break out, there is chart technical wise a good chance that we go higher, maybe 25, 30 maybe levels. And then it's highly depending also on the news of the company. So it's very, very interesting, guys. As Katie Wood said in one interview about Tesla stock, if a Tesla or a stock trading for a long time sideways, there's 2 options, right? There's the option of breaking out or the option obviously to crash. But as you can see, the stock of space, Virgin Galactic, want to definitely go on to the higher level. The momentums are stronger, also upticks, as you can see here, rather than, you know, slower and smaller downticks. And I'm really, really curious how we can move with this momentum. Definitely yesterday we had a big volume of 50 million stocks yesterday, which was quite exciting as well, that so many people were trading this. And again, there is, and I checked this yesterday, there's no Robin Hood activity yet in the stock. So this can be another, you know, bullish sign when Robin Hood gain on the stock some momentum as well, then this can help as well. However, you know, I said it many times, but I like to say it again. Just be happy that the stock is still in this channel, in this levels, guys, if you can load up, because this stock will definitely go higher, much higher than this 37 that we saw a couple of months ago. And sky's the limit, guys, and let's be ready for takeoff.
Guys, as you might know, I really like Shamash Palihapitiya. He is one of the smartest guys on Wall Street, in my personal opinion. And he was one of the most important people at Facebook to scale worldwide, and that's why I believe not only that, but his success and becoming very much a billionaire is, you know, a very big accomplishment, you know, starting on welfare in Canada. However, let's talk about his mind, because I really like how he thinks about problems and how solving problems, and that's why I try to consume every piece of content. Is it a tweet? Is it an interview? And I want you, after this video, to look into one interview that he gave on Yahoo Finance. Not only he's not showing off by any means to say, you know, buy Virgin Galactic and how cool Virgin Galactic is and so on. Even when he has the chance, this shows us that he's not like, you know, out there like a PR guy and promoting the stock, even though he put 100 million of his own money into the company. But it shows you how he answers very, very intelligently on some problem questions by the reporter. And you know, he has a talent which, you know, I want to gain over the next couple of years to see the next big things, which, you know, we thankfully have done with Tesla, and now then with Virgin Galactic, and then with the future companies that you will know on this channel. And if you want to even know more or faster, then check out the join button below all my videos to join our Discord chat or even one-on-one with me. Now, if you are listening to this interview, you will see that he is very smartly, and I want to listen to the way he answers, and then you will understand what I like about this guy. He is very much thinking in totally different dimensions, and if you're thinking about space, it's about problem solving. It's something that they do on very daily basis, what never anybody has barely done before here, okay? It's not another electric car company. It's not another, you know, streaming company. It's a freaking space exploration company, and whatever they will use their resources for else. Now, I want you to really look into that, and I want to also remind you that what they did is really outstanding, guys. Okay, we are talking about here a company that will break through a new industry, and after the whole new thing that just opened like magically on the perfect timing when we together invest into Virgin Galactic. Think about it: Crew Dragon mission by SpaceX, NASA agreements with private companies, so many things about space are happening right now that space is finally more touchable for us, guys. And how great the space and lucrative the space industry can be, that we will talk about in this vlog later on. Okay, the next section is a little bit theoretical because I am hearing you guys. I'm listening to you when you say, hey, you just covered the space tourism part, but there's also hypersonic travel. Yes, of course, guys. I'm focused on the very niche part of the product that will create all the stepping stone for everything else. But if you are asking for it, I went even about way over the hypersonic flight in my research, okay? So I will make in the next couple of days a whole vlog on hypersonic flights for Virgin Galactic, and also I dived into something that I can see maybe Virgin Galactic entering in a couple of years. If this would be the hyper change channel and I would be Galileo, then this would be right now Moonshot Mondays. But shout out to Galileo. However, I want you to imagine the following. So, do you know what asteroids are, right? Those are the pieces of big rocks out there that are just flying by our Earth. Some are very close to Earth, sometimes very far, and sometimes directly on Earth and, you know, killing all dinosaurs. Now, however, these asteroids have very precious metals on them. So, imagine that, you know, if you imagine the precious metals on Earth, then you're thinking about gold, silver, platinum, right? And actually, those are very rare on Earth. They could be very, very often in the universe. And these asteroids sometimes having a huge amount of these metals, and therefore some companies are already specialized in mining asteroids. While there's no company that's actually doing this right now, they are more into this research part, okay? So imagine a company that is specialized on this already, that they are doing first the research. Okay, this could be some asteroids that could be, you know, being close enough to Earth so we can send something up, and while we are very close to the asteroid, then we could attach and then mine these things and then send it back to Earth. This is the big idea. Now, actually, I want you to imagine the following. So imagine, I don't want to Virgin Galactic dive deep into the research of asteroids and everything, but they have already the resources to send things out to suborbital or orbital, okay? So this means that they could actually send aircrafts up and make the second part of this asteroids mining business. And I hope you are seated right now, because imagine that these precious metals on the asteroids can be worth per asteroid, okay? We are talking per one asteroid, can be in worth of $300 billion to $5 trillion, guys. So imagine we can have a Virgin Galactic spaceship going up there, like the other companies doing the research and, you know, making sure they have the right equipment maybe to mine these things, and we are just transporting this, because this is actually the hard part, right? Imagine SpaceX doing all this research and, you know, executions and trials and errors until they flew the first rockets into the air and land them back. And so this is the hard part, okay? The easiest part is maybe the research and discovering the asteroids, but Virgin Galactic could play a big role in this asteroid mining, and then absolutely this would be a third big business for Virgin Galactic in a couple of years. I recently saw an interview in CNBC that really got me thinking. Actually, I realized that space stock, our Virgin Galactic stock, is the only really space company out there that can be bought, and that is in the Russell 2000. This means actually that if funds like, for example, ARK Invest, that just increased their positions from 190,000 to about 250,000 shares in their portfolio, if they are going for the space industry, that it's a must buy for them the stock of Virgin Galactic. This means that actually we have here a monopoly of being in all of the different funds and ETFs that are placing their bets onto space industries. This means the following. Let's say a hedge fund or an investment institution is putting together a fund, and this is called the Innovation Fund or the Space Exploration Fund or the Future Fund. And now they are saying, well, space is a big industry and they need to be covered, so who is currently a player in the space industry? It's Virgin Galactic, so we buy some stocks of them. So that's why this will help on the long term, always step by step with all these factors. Same like the short squeeze, same like the big short opportunity that is here, that many companies are shorting this stock, or many investors shorting the stock as well. And this, if the stock goes up, we will see a short squeeze like we saw yesterday, for example. You know, there was so many factors that could play a role, and one of the small triggers could be also a short squeeze that just give the stock another 2, 3, 5% plus, right, on that day. And this is the beauty about that. This is like, if I could build the perfect scenario of a stock, then it's more and more clearer to me that Virgin Galactic has a really optimum setup to really break out. Guys, as you're following Virgin Galactic Fridays and you're smashing that like button and you're subscribing if you're new here, you know that pressing the join button lets you access the membership, maybe the best membership out there for those guys into the stock business here on YouTube. So, however, let's dive into the next Virgin Galactic stepping stone, which is the next powered test flight, which also is important for the FAA commercial license approval. And we have seen now in just a couple of days that there are some test flights going on that are the usual procedure before the real Spaceship 2 test flights, and therefore this is aligning, you know, step by step that we should see the powered test flight maybe even before Q2 in beginning of September. So I'm super excited. I hope you are super excited. We all super excited, and let's get rich on the way. I'm super happy that you are joining every single Friday, and this is, guys, just the very beginning. And just this, that the stock went up 13% yesterday, showed us that you can never predict the best way to buy. It's now or never. I hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned and get ready for takeoff.